It all started with the camera. I found it at a flea market tucked away in a dusty corner of an old vendor's stall. It was an antique, a vintage Polaroid camera with a cracked leather casing and a lens that seemed to stare back at me. The vendor, an elderly man with sunken eyes and a voice like gravel, told me it was special. He said it had a way of capturing things others couldn't see. I laughed it off, thinking it was just a sales pitch, but something about the camera called to me. I handed over a few dollars and took it home. At first, it was just a curiosity. I'd never owned a Polaroid before, and there was something satisfying about the instant gratification of holding a physical photo in my hands. I snapped a few test shots around my apartment. My couch, my bookshelf, the view from my window. The pictures came out grainy, with a faint sepia tint, but they were normal, just photos. Then I took a picture of myself. I set the camera on my desk, framed the shot, and used the timer. The flash went off and the camera whirred as it spat out the photo. I picked it up, waiting for the image to develop. At first, it looked fine, my face staring back at me, slightly blurred but recognizable. But as I looked closer, I noticed something in the background, something that shouldn't have been there. Behind me, in the corner of the room, was a shadowy figure. It was faint, almost like a smudge on the lens, but it was unmistakable, a humanoid shape, hunched and distorted with elongated limbs and a head that seemed too large for its body. My heart skipped a beat. I turned around, but the corner was empty. Just my coat rack and a stack of books. I told myself it was a trick of the light, a flaw in the camera's aging mechanisms, but deep down I knew better. I could feel it, a cold, creeping sensation crawling up my spine. I shoved the photo into a drawer and tried to forget about it, but the camera had other plans. Over the next few days, I couldn't resist the urge to keep using it. It was like an addiction, a compulsion I couldn't explain. Every time I took a photo, I'd hold my breath, waiting to see what the camera would reveal, and every time there was something new. A face in the window, a hand reaching out from under the bed, a figure standing in the hallway, just out of focus. The images were always blurry, as if the camera was struggling to capture whatever it was seeing. But the more I used it, the clearer the figures became. They were always there, lurking in the background, watching me. And they were getting closer. One night I decided to test the camera's limits. I turned off all the lights in my apartment, leaving only the faint glow of the streetlights outside. I pointed the camera into the darkness and pressed the shutter. The flash illuminated the room for a split second and the camera spat out the photo. I didn't want to look,